Rumors are swirling around the Seattle Seahawks regarding veteran quarterback Sam Darnold and a potential new draft target emerging on draft boards. Some insiders believe the Seahawks could be evaluating Darnold's role more closely after their recent run, weighing whether to keep him as a starter, move him into a hybrid package, or explore other options.
At the same time, mock drafts and draft analysts have started linking Seattle to a rising offensive playmaker, someone with breakout potential who could add a dynamic element to the offense. Whether Seattle ultimately sticks with Darnold, retools around him, or pivots toward a new face via the draft, the buzz suggests the franchise is actively planning toward 2026 and looking to upgrade key pieces. Stay tuned as more details develop and these storylines evolve.
Today, we have breaking and intriguing rumors surrounding the Seattle Seahawks and their quarterback situation, specifically Sam Darnold, as well as a new draft target that has suddenly emerged and caught the attention of NFL insiders and fans alike. If you care about Seahawks news, roster strategy, draft strategy, quarterback competition, or free agency chatter, you're in the right place. Let's break down everything that's circulating around the league right now and explore what it could mean for the Seahawks moving forward. The NFL offseason is full of twists and turns, and the Seahawks have been no exception. After a season filled with ups and downs, questions about the quarterback position have loomed large. Sam Darnold, who came to Seattle with measurable promise, has been at the center of speculation. Darnold showed flashes of the talent that made him a top draft pick years ago, but consistency has been an issue. Observers noticed moments where he looked confident making big throws and other moments where the offense stalled under pressure. This inconsistency, combined with the Seahawks' need to find stability at the most important position in football, has fueled ongoing rumors. Most recently, a well-connected league insider shared that several NFL executives believe the Seahawks could be willing to move on from Sam Darnold if the right offer comes along. We're talking about trades that would net Seattle additional draft capital or potentially bring in a more established starter. This is not yet confirmation of a guaranteed trade, but the chatter is strong enough that rival teams are monitoring the situation closely. The idea is that Seattle might pivot if it believes there's a chance to improve up front or acquire additional picks for a quarterback carousel next spring. On the flip side, other insiders are saying that Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll and general manager John Schneider are not fully ready to let Darnold go without seeing what he can do in another full offseason in Seattle's system. Darnold reportedly has been working tirelessly with the Seahawks offensive staff to fine-tune his understanding of the playbook, his decision-making under duress, and his chemistry with key offensive weapons. Sources close to the team indicate the coaching staff sees enough potential that they don't want to shut the door entirely on his development. So where does that leave the Seahawks? That's where the new draft target comes into play. And this is where things get especially interesting. According to multiple draft analysts, there's a rising prospect who the Seahawks are showing significant interest in, and this player could factor into their strategy if they decide to move on from Darnold or even compete with him for the starting job. This emerging target has prolific athleticism and traits Seattle values: mobility, strong arm talent, work ethic, leadership qualities that could make him a fit in Pete Carroll's system. Now, here's where the rumor mill really starts turning. The player in question has reportedly drawn private workout requests from Seahawks scouts and front office personnel. This doesn't always guarantee a draft pick, but it does signal that the team wants a closer look and could be seriously considering his fit. For teams like Seattle, who value quarterbacks that can extend plays and keep defenses off balance, this type of prospect naturally draws attention. Scout chatter suggests the Seahawks could view this new draft target as a potential long-term answer under center, but not necessarily right away. They could see him as a developmental quarterback who learns behind Darnold or even competes directly.
This adds a layer of intrigue because if the Seahawks truly see upside in a rookie quarterback, that could impact their plans in free agency too. Would they chase an established veteran to bridge the gap, or let a young talent grow into the role? That question is at the heart of the latest rumors. There's also an alternative scenario gaining traction. What if the Seahawks keep Sam Darnold but sign a veteran quarterback this offseason to add competition and depth? League sources have pointed to a few experienced QBs who could be available depending on how the market unfolds. Some of these veterans are stepping into situations where they could start right away, while others might be more likely backups with leadership experience. If Seattle were to pursue one of these veterans, it could signal they're serious about giving Darnold another chance with added support, rather than pivoting fully to a rookie. Seahawks fans have strong opinions on all sides of this debate. Some believe Darnold still has enough talent to lead the team to a playoff push if surrounded by the right pieces. They point to his ability to make accurate intermediate throws and his emerging rapport with his teammates as reasons to stick with him. Supporters of this viewpoint see the new draft target more as a future investment, someone to groom over time, rather than someone to take the job immediately. Others argue that if the Seahawks have a chance to upgrade at quarterback through the draft or a trade, they should seize it. They note that the NFL is a win-now league, and waiting for a quarterback to develop can cost a franchise precious seasons. This line of thinking suggests that if the new draft target has the physical tools and mental makeup to succeed, then the Seahawks should prioritize getting him on board sooner rather than later. Another wrinkle in the rumor mill is the possibility of using a trade rather than a draft pick to bring in a quarterback from another team. This hypothetical scenario involves teams who might be willing to part with their young quarterbacks in exchange for draft capital. We've already seen trades like this in recent seasons across the league, where a team decides to go all in on a championship window and another team chooses to rebuild with future assets. Whether or not this becomes a realistic option for the Seahawks remains to be seen, but sources are saying that Seattle is at least monitoring the market closely. Beyond the quarterback position, these rumors have broader roster implications. If the Seahawks were to trade Sam Darnold, they would almost certainly receive draft picks in return. How they use those picks could shape the team's direction. Additional early selections might be used to bolster the offensive line, add playmaking weapons, or even trade up to secure that highly touted draft target. Seahawks fans should watch how the front office approaches free agency too. Are they adding veterans to support the offense, or are they signaling a more youth-driven rebuild? Another factor feeding the conversation is Seattle's salary cap situation. Insiders point out that moving on from Darnold could free up cap space, allowing the Seahawks to pursue key free agents. While cap space isn't everything, it does give teams flexibility to chase impact players, whether that's on offense, defense, or even in coaching support roles. These financial considerations add another layer to the strategic decisions the Seahawks front office must make. And speaking of strategy, let's not forget the draft order itself. Depending on how the Seahawks finish this upcoming season, their draft positioning could vary significantly. Teams with higher picks have more leverage to target top prospects, while teams lower in the order may need to be more creative in how they build through trades or free agency. If Seattle finds itself with a pick in the top segment of the first round, that could increase the likelihood they seriously consider using it on a quarterback. From a fan perspective, social media has been ablaze with reactions to these rumors. Highlight compilations, analytics breakdowns, and scouting reports have been shared in droves as supporters try to piece together what the Seahawks should do. Some fans have even started betting markets on whether Sam Darnold will remain in Seattle by the start of the next season. Others are analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of the emerging draft target, debating whether he fits Seattle's offense or if he's better suited for a different scheme. All this speculation underscores just how unpredictable NFL roster building can be. Rumors evolve, plans shift, and what seems like a certainty one week can change with new developments the next. That's why keeping tabs on reliable insiders, official team communications, and credible reports is crucial for any fan trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Ultimately, whether the Seahawks stand pat with Sam Darnold, trade him, or draft a new quarterback, one thing is clear. This offseason will be pivotal in shaping the future of the franchise. Front office decisions made now will ripple into the regular season and beyond. For Seattle supporters, that means staying tuned, staying informed, and preparing for a range of possibilities.
So what should you take away from this whirlwind of rumors? Number 1, Sam Darnold's status in Seattle is far from settled. League insiders are split on whether he's the answer, long-term, short-term, or somewhere in between. Number 2, there's a draft target gaining serious attention from the Seahawks, someone who could be a major piece of the team's future. And number 3, the Seahawks are exploring multiple pathways to improve, whether that's through the draft, trade market, or free agency.
As always, we'll be watching how this story unfolds. Be sure to follow trusted sources for confirmed updates and keep an eye on how the Seahawks navigate this crossroads. Thanks for tuning in to the latest Seahawks news. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and leave a comment with